Hello and welcome to Story Radio, the podcast for readers, writers and lovers of short stories everywhere. Today we're listening to Salvage, an audio drama written by Martin Nathan and directed by Luke Blackwood-Stevenson.
First line. On shoes, no laces. Overshirt, cold floor. Find the bucket. Ow! That girl. Jane? Jane! Your mother's ill. Wake your brothers. Cold. Jane! Are you out of bed yet? Hate shingle. Hate bloody sea. Hate bloody outside. It's cold. To the tap. First to the tap, fill the bucket. Water slow with cold. Drink a cup. New family's coming.
I was just...
That new family's arrived. Tap's busy enough as it is in the morning. Some mornings there's a line. Then you gotta rush. I don't like a rush. Put the kettle on the stove and get those boys up. New family. New diseases. There's enough of them to go around without new people.
Who do you think they'll get to replace him?
Makes no difference to me.
What if he's bigger than you? Stronger than you?
It's not strength that matters. It's being strong in your head.
Well, I can't be strong with a hole in my heart.
It's the hole in your head that's your trouble.
As long as he's friendly.
Friendly?
This is Sam. He can put his bag there.
You not bought us any food yet, Jane? Your mother never kept us waiting.
That's Bill. He's miserable because he can't see. That's you there.
Here? Thank you. What are you doing? Is that a game?
Killing rats. That's Ian, who likes to kill God's tiny creatures because he's small himself.
This is good. I can smell the sea. A 3/4 moon. I can hear the waves. Is it high tide?
Of course it's not high tide.
Close the window.
I
Close the window and stop talking. Don't talk to her.
just wanted to
Well, you
ask.
can't. Anything you want to say to her, you say it through me. Jane, what have you got for us?
Milk and biscuits. Hey, new boy, you want some milk? Lovely milk, still hot from the cow's tit.
I just wanted to say thank you to Jane.
You don't talk to her. The weird boy says thank you.
You're welcome. Frederick Beckley, of gentlemanly appearance, was charged with assaulting Inspector Stephen Fodgett. Picked up a poker, threatened to knock him down. Like that?
Not much. Another.
Mr. Charles Wenham fell down the cellar and caught erysipelas. Now lies in a dangerous condition.
Erysipelas?
Like your skin's on fire.
What's that mark on your leg?
St. Anthony's fire. St. Anthony was the patron saint of lost causes. They've got him on the building here.
Newhaven murder, still no arrest. Her former husband states she comes from a good family but gave way to loose habits. What's a loose habit?
What a nun wears?
Charlotte Morel, a French woman, was charged with attempting to commit suicide. John Brooker, a platelayer, saw the prisoner take off her cape and walk straight into the water at Tide Mills.
Where have you come from, new boy Sam?
Why have you come here? Didn't your parents want you? Are they in prison? Are they hardened criminals?
No, they're not criminals.
Are you sure? You have a criminal look about you.
They sent me because of my legs and for sea air.
Have you got lung disease? Don't bring diseases here.
I haven't got diseases.
Look at that window. Tell me what you can see.
Nothing. Are you blind?
I can see more than any of you. I can see what's coming when I roll a dice. Do you play dice, new boy? If you roll a 6, you can speak to Jane. 1 sentence. Do you want to roll? What is it?
It's a 6.
As a 6.
You are lucky. That's good. Welcome to Tide Mills. This place is where your luck runs out. You can talk to her. 1 sentence. Think about it carefully. Make it a good one.
Lucky me. I can hardly wait. Look, he's going through his bag. Maybe he's got a present for me. What's that you got there, new boy Sam? A box of treasures for me?
I want to keep this safe. Where can I put it?
I need to know what it is first.
You've had your sentence.
It's a box. And it's got lots of stuff in it. Some biscuits, a twist of hair, a brooch. Is it stuff from home that reminds you of your family? You can nod.
It's stupid stuff from my mother. My dog, my...
1 sentence. You're in deficit already.
That brooch is pretty.
I'm not telling her. I'm telling you, Bill. My mother always wore it on a Sunday to church, even though my father wasn't a believer.
He'll go to hell then. It's worse to go and not to believe.
He won't.
You tell God that. You could bury it somewhere in the shingle.
This new boy's got a lot to learn.
I'd better teach him then. Your rules don't apply to me. There's miles of shingle, but it can shift with storms. You can bury a thing and it's lost forever.
I didn't know there'd be girls.
There aren't.
Her mother's ill. She just brings stuff. Late.
Are you from the village?
You're not to talk to her.
Piss off.
I'm not talking to you.
Read.
What's that? Are you reading with your fingers?
Shh. You've got to read in silence.
I've only got a Bible.
Nice chatting, lover boy.
Run. Shoes. Wash. Teeth. Lie down. Sleep.
The new boy has to tell a story.
What kind of story? Today I said goodbye to my home. My aunt took me to the station. My mother had said she would come to wave me off, but
That's not a story.
what's a story?
I'll tell you a story. There was a man who didn't like boys, so he kept a knife in his pocket and a trunk saw on his back and stalked the hills for stragglers.
New boy? What does she look like?
Who?
The girl. Jane.
Can't Ian tell you?
I'm asking you. Is she pretty?
I never lied to you. He grabbed the boy and tied him to a tree, cut off his arms, and used the trunk saw to divide his middle and carried on through the tree.
Can you not see anything?
I see shadows, not faces. How pretty is she?
She's pretty. Why do you care if you can't see her?
How pretty?
Have you never seen a girl's face?
I've seen them. And I've stopped seeing them. Why can't you walk right? What's wrong with your legs? That's not proper walking. What happened to your legs?
I was climbing for plums and a wasp flew out. I fell and broke my legs.
If you make up a story, you'll have to do better than that. I'll find out the truth. Don't you worry.
I get up, shoes on, no laces, overshirt, cold floor, find the bucket in the half-light, coat on. Ow! Jane, you got the slaps? No one at the tap. Jane! Are you out of bed yet?
Give me some water.
Wash my hands, water for the plants, water to soak the clothes, heat in the copper. Number 7 has run a pipe to his house.
Number 7.
Phil's slow now. Who said he could do that? They squirt their piss back in it. We drink their piss.
How?
Matthew told me the other day, as I was waiting. Hope I'm not keeping you, he says as he filled every bucket. She's trouble, that girl, he said. Is he right?
If that's what he said.
So cold this morning. I've a mind to cut that pipe off, I said. Matthew says you do that and they'll cut something off you so you won't be worrying your missus anymore. Careful! Don't slap it. Don't worrying her anyway since she stopped talking.
Here's your tea. He's only running water into his house. You're like a boy starting fights over nothing.
Nothing except him poisoning us.
You just don't like someone who makes things better for the family.
Boil up the snapdragons. Stops a fever. Sounds more and more like her mother. Jane! Have you got those boys up yet?
They won't get up. We need to get a doctor.
Up. Dress. Tea.
She is the prettiest girl I've ever seen. Her skin glows like it will give you an electric shock, but you'll touch it anyway. And she has the best smile. When she smiles, my heart beats fast.
Don't let me catch you talking to her. Don't think I can't see. I see everything. Here she is.
Good morning, lovelies.
Don't you have skill?
My mother is still sick. Anyway, skull can wait. I learned all I need here. Here you are, Bill. I made your milk special. It's pink and tastes of roses. Do you like it?
No, make it unspecial.
Fooled you. Want to hear a breakfast story?
No.
2 men were eating their breakfast under the cliff at Seaford when a rockfall took place and both men were killed. Death rate for the week ending May 22nd, Brighton, 17.2, Croydon, 12.9, Portsmouth, an interesting wedding, 20.3. Pretty wedding took place on Wednesday. Blessed with fine weather, exceedingly pretty. Bodice trimmed with blue velvet and glasses. This is Tide Mills, where stuff happens. And then it doesn't. A small village built around a tidal mill, driven by the sea, driven by the moon, driven by stories where nothing good happens. And the presents were handsome and costly, including Mr. and Mrs. Hadley, piano, check, and silver Mrs. teapot. West, American Mrs. etching, Morris, household Mr. P. Hadley, brooch set. Orbiting the moon, there's a tiny moon called the Moon. And the sea of tranquility and the sea of despair rise and fall with the tides that drive the lives of the moon people. And there's moons, so on, forever. There's 6 of us in our house, with the light blue door, 4 children, all born on a new moon, which is lucky. Snapdragons by the door. All of us healthy. I'm the one that's damaged, our mother always says. Except she stopped talking. Snapdragons can cure anything, except stopping speaking. Miss West, silver teaspoons. Miss Vinnell, silver preserve dish. A woman murdered on the hills. Her own fault. She wandered, drank, talked freely.
That's not much of a story.
That's the short version. I'll tell you the long version later, with pictures. Disemboweled. New boy Sam, are you all right?
I'm cold. Do we have to go in the sea every day?
You complaining?
He's shaking. There's disease spreading. There's children got ill in the town. 2 girls died of it in the school. There's spare spaces now. Diphtheria. You feeling dippy?
Dippy?
How do I know?
The first symptom is a cough. A kind of racking cough deep in the chest. But it can be a throat cough or a head cough.
What's the second symptom?
The second symptom is you die. Do you want medicine? No point in wasting money on a doctor when you can buy medicine. No point in buying medicine when you can make your own. Boiled up snapdragon protects you from everything. You want some? Is that a yes? Have you brought disease here? Are you infected? 4 children in my school have gone. 4 empty places now.
You said 2 before.
That's how fast it spreads. How much money have you got?
I've got no money.
A boy from the city and he's got no money?
He's got nothing. No money, no food, no idea. What do you call a deer with no eyes? He's got no jokes.
Why are you making things hard for him?
I'm toughening him up. It will harder for me.
Be nice.
I haven't got time to be nice.
Why do they make us swim in the sea?
Can you hear the mill?
Why is it
The
so
sea
cold
runs
here?
in, fills the pool,
Why
so
does
the
the
stones
teacher
are always
keep asking me
turning,
questions?
grinding.
Why am I here? I'm boiled on my
Everyone here
wrist.
works in the mill. Houses, gardens, in a walled village. Work, food, water, and school.
Today we are doing describing
What more
words.
could anyone want?
Write words describing the sky and the sea. The sky is grey. The sea is grey. The sea is wavy. The sky is cloudy. The clouds are grey. I've got a lot to learn before I die.
You bang the pipe, the rats run out the pipe, I drop the brick. Squash it dead. What does it look like? The inside of a rat?
Describing words. The inside of a rat is pink. They smell of rat.
Describing words. The sea is blue. Everything in the world comes here on that sea and is taken away again. Everything you could ever imagine. I miss my dog. I always used to have a biscuit in my pocket.
You are strange, new boy Sam. And you can't walk properly.
They'll get better. That's why I'm here.
What's it like where you come from?
We have a house on a big road where you can take a train anywhere. We've got a dog. I got some fur from his ear and the sidearm for my mother's glasses. Dried flowers from the garden.
Everyone's got flowers.
The inside of a rat and what your face will be like if you talk to Jane again. Everything has to be won. You want to talk to her? You have to win it. You know how to roll a dice, new boy?
I can roll.
You get a 6 and you can talk to her. Well, was that a 6?
No.
You could have lied to me. Imagine whispering love messages in her ear. What's her ear like? Describe it to me.
Her ear?
Yeah.
It's pink and eerie.
Well, you can roll again. But if you lose, I get to choose one item from your box of home treasures.
But they don't mean anything to you. I won't do it.
I'm just sentimental. What do I want with a bit of dog hair? All the best things take time.
Shoes on, coat, laces. Damn it to hell!
You forgot the bucket. They're hot. Dad, the boys are burning hot. Snapdragons don't work. The 4 in the school that died, they had snapdragon medicine.
Know where I headed last night? You got to go out to get the truth. I was talking to a sailor. He's been all around the world. Molucca, Zanzibar, Madagascar, Trinidad. He's seen animals you could not dream of. Spirit is what the boys need.
We can't give them rum.
The sailor went places where everyone was dying. Malaria, yellow fever. They were untouched. Because of the spirit they drank.
Didn't help our mother though, did it? Did you hear their breathing? They're shaking. We haven't got any spirit.
Ship tipped its load yesterday. Talk his whiskey and rum is heading here. It's a sign. The Lord provideth. I'm done with drinking water.
You boys feeling alright?
What stories are there today?
There's There's no stories today. Everything stopped happening.
What about pictures? You said you had pictures of disembowelment.
No pictures. You can imagine them. A ship turned over in the storm. There are things heading this way.
What will be on the ship?
Whatever you dream of, that's what comes. Nice. Thank you, Mr. C. Something warming for later. Malacca, Zanzibar, Madagascar, Trinidad. Something to drink by the moonlight. A cure for everything. See you later.
Doing words. I run, you run. He runneth, fight, fought, feet, foot. Feet, fight, fought, fun.
I fight, I fought, I fit, I fought.
New boy, check for rats. Any rats? Why not? So, we were about to play dice. You know how to play 5-eye?
How do you play?
Same as 6-eye, but with less hope. Don't worry about the rules, I'll explain as we go along. The most important thing is your stake. Didn't your family give you any food? They should have given you something to share with us. Preserved meats and cheeses and wines, isn't that right?
Pickles and jams and bread, jelly and fruits and meat pies. There's a deficit to make up.
I had a ham sandwich and some milk, but I ate that on the way.
A big deficit. We'll have to think about that. You ready to roll?
Burying your box of treasure? You don't want to hide it there.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the shingle. How's James' brothers doing?
They're burning hot. They're sending you a message. If someone was burying stuff here, one high tide with a good wind and this bit of beach is gone. Can move anywhere. Seaford Head, Cuckmere.
Well, where's good for hiding something?
If I had something to hide, I'd go up beach. Near the sea peas. If the sea peas are growing, it won't shift.
Will you tell Bill if I talk to you?
You're just talking. I might overhear what you say, but there's nothing to tell. Have you ever tasted rum? If I have rum, would you want some?
I don't know. What was on the ship?
Fiery. That's what it would be like if I'd got some. Fiery inside you. Makes you feel like you're burning hot. But in a good way. A good burning. I haven't got any, but that's how it would feel. If I gave you some, would you tell me a secret?
I'm not allowed to talk to you.
If you could talk to me, what would you tell me? Would you tell me why your legs are like that?
I don't tell anyone. Would you get in trouble if your father knew you'd been drinking?
We got to keep drinking. All of us. Even my little brothers. The spirit keeps the disease away. That boat that tipped its load, stuff washed up on shore, wood made into greenhouses and sheds, painted before Salvage arrived. Everyone's houses are warm. New plates and bowls, the old ones smashed up and buried in the shingle. Salvage come door to door, find nothing but smiles. This disease hangs in the air, waiting to strike. When the spirit drops, that's when it gets you. What's it like where you come from?
Our house was in Streatham. Have you heard of Streatham? People come from all round the world to see the shops of Streatham. My father works in a bank. Saturdays we go down the high street.
Tell me about your box. We're friends, Sam.
When I was leaving, I got some things to remind me, until they picked me up. Ivory from my father's collars. Needles from the gramophone. What's your favourite song? You've got to have a needle to hear your song. What's your favourite song?
We haven't got a gramophone. We have my mother singing. Except she's stopped singing now. Which is something of a blessing. Is that your mother's hair?
It's dog hair. Our dog was called Bobby. He used to wait for me to come back from school. He always knew when I was coming. He'll be wondering where I've gone. He'll be waiting.
Dogs are dirty.
There's a fish hook, a bit of line. My father took me fishing, except I couldn't cast properly. The line got tangled.
The fish jump out of the water here. We don't need a rod.
Here's my mother's brooch.
That's pretty. Is that pearl? Mr. P. Hadley. Pearl necklace and brooch set. How exquisite. Mrs. West. American etchings. Does she know you've got it? All those pearls out there, waiting to be collected. Have you eaten an oyster?
You can have the brooch, if you like.
Not if it's stolen. Better not. Bill wouldn't like it.
Bill can't see.
He sees more than he pretends.
Will Ian tell him?
Ian is his eyes.
How's Bill in charge? Why does everyone do what he says?
Are you going to stop him?
If Ian and I...
Ian's going to die soon. Did you know that? The hole in his heart is getting bigger and bigger until there's only one big hole and the blood's going nowhere. Imagine that. All the stuff he wants to do before he dies. Should I give him rum before he dies? Get him drunk?
Maybe.
It might kill him. I might. And I might not. What would you want to do if you were going to die?
I'd want to see my mother.
Is she pretty? Your mother. You're worried about talking to me. There's only Ian over there, and he won't tell. Shall I tell you a secret? My mother is ill. She doesn't speak anymore. The doctor can't find nothing wrong with her. Said she's suffering from disappointment. Who stops speaking from disappointment? still charged his fee. I have to look after the house, look after the boys, wash the clothes, do the cooking and everything. I hear this sound sometimes, and I get up, put my shoes on, no laces, go downstairs, stand there shivering just in my nightdress. Do you know what I see?
Is this your secret?
The next bit is my secret. You got to tell me your secret first.
That's not fair. Sometimes my father gets rages. He strides ahead so people don't know I'm with him. My mother says he's not ashamed of me. He's ashamed of himself.
Tell me.
One night, in one of his rages, he got a poker and started smashing things. Pots, vases, the glass. My mother was screaming and he nearly killed her when she was only trying to protect me. Then he collapsed weeping. He broke my legs. They never healed, right?
I'll fix them here. They can fix anything. Then you can go home.
With hard bed and cold seawater.
What was it like when he hurt you? Did you think he was going to kill you? Was it so painful you wanted to die?
What's your secret?
My father was in the kitchen, in the dark, the moon coming through the window. I saw his outline and... My secret is you should never tell me your secrets. I better go. I'll tell you if I have any rum. When my brother's cured...
Shoes on, coat, laces. Stop! Why am I drinking water? Jane?
They're hot. The boys are hot. They're worse. I took them to our mother. She's begging me to get a doctor.
She's begging?
With her eyes. I didn't hear you come home. Did they lock you out?
Know where I went last night? Sailors travel the world and see things we can only imagine. They eat fruits that taste of the sea and meat so soft you don't need teeth. They have medicines that can cure any disease. Why get a doctor when you can buy medicine? Foreign medicine.
You can't give the boys medicine from a sailor.
I tried it. I was feeling down and now I'm feeling good. I'll give some to your mother. Maybe she'll stop talking then.
Did you miss the gate?
Of course I missed the gate. You can't find good medicine at 10 o'clock. The family in town, they spent money on a doctor. That didn't help them. It's this pipe squirting piss and shit from number 7. That's why everyone's sick. All the way from Trinidad, they locked the gate, but I laid pole against the back wall and climbed up. Jane, carry that back. Don't slap it. I'm gonna stay here a while.
Run it! Press ups. March!
Feeling the cold? You'll get used to it. You got any stories?
No.
What do you call a story if it's true?
True story?
A true story. There was once a boy who couldn't walk right. I'll save that one for later. A cobbler used to travel fixing shoes on the farms. Never fixed them too good so he could always have work. You could hear him. Tap, 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 knocking in the nails, stitching. He came here for an apprentice, so they lined up the boys and he picked one, saying he liked the look in the boy's eye. But the boy can't stitch, and he can't cut leather, and after a week, the cobbler gets angry and he chops off the boy's hand. The boy bleeds to death. The cobbler comes back for another boy, but the boy's hand is still in the cobbler's tool bag, and one night, it climbs out of the bag and crawls very slowly across the floor.
Evening, boys. Got a lovely soup tonight.
What soup is it?
What do you want it to be?
Oxtail.
Then that's what it is.
Jane, there was once a woman who liked to drink and to walk in the hills with men. One night a man was on a quarter-moon walk in the hills when he saw a spectral form floating and its entrails were hanging out.
Entrails soup?
It was in the paper. Shouldn't you be at home looking after your brothers?
Shouldn't you all be home?
I've got a hole in my heart, so it's best I stay here.
I've got a hole in my heart too.
But you're normal sized.
It's a very small hole and a very small heart. Each time someone dies, it shrinks a bit.
Will it shrink when I die?
Maybe. I'll have your heart when you die, and Bill can have your eyes. Have you ever tasted rum?
Maybe.
You shouldn't.
I want to do everything.
I'll take you fishing.
You said they jump out the water here.
I said we didn't need a rod. Come on, I'll show you how. Come on.
All right.
So, Sammy boy, you gonna play dice?
Why don't you let me talk to her?
I'm protecting you, that's why. She's dangerous. Nice! See how easy it is to win? Just for fun. What you got?
5.
Nice roll. My turn. Describing words, 2 spots. You've won! Roll again. Best of 3, you've hit your lucky streak. Maybe you should gamble. There's your deficit to pay back. All you've got to do is roll.
Give me the dice.
The deal. If I win, I get to pick one item from your box. If you win, your deficit wiped out, and you can talk to Jane whenever you want. She likes you. All that reward for a bit of dog air.
You can't have my mother's brooch.
Is that a 5? Not bad. Well, Sammy, have you worked out what to say? Better get those words right. She's very particular about that. Let me feel those dots. 1, 2... Oh dear, Sammy boy, you've lost. Bring me the box. Is this a fish hook? Did your father take you fishing? Nice. Maybe Jane would have taken you fishing too. And your dog waiting for you at the end of the road. What was your dog's name?
It's Bobby.
Here, Bobby. Here, boy. I bet he loved dog biscuits. What's this? Pretty brooch. Is it your mother's? Oh, I like this. Who could I give it to? Jane? How was the fishing? Doesn't she look pretty with her hair all wild? Was your mother pretty like Jane?
You can't have that. I said you can't have the brooch.
I didn't hear you. A deal's a deal.
What have you done, Sam?
Give me another chance. Best of 3.
It really felt like your luck was just beginning to turn.
Let me have one more chance. I've got nothing left, just as a favour.
Oh, everyone's got something. One more roll. If you win, you get your box back. Brooch and everything. You can whisper secrets in Jane's ear all you like. If you lose, you become my eyes, my ears, my hands for a month. You do everything without question. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
You ready to roll?
Don't do it, Sam. I'm not watching. I'm reading the newspaper. Don't tell me what happened.
What's the news from town? Any nice brooches go missing?
A lad of 8 years was charged with breaking 15 tops of an iron fence. His father said he'd be whipped worse than 5 children died of diphtheria last week was set on fire. Coleman's wing harness, a delicious beverage made from wine and
You ready to roll? Yeah! You don't need to read us anymore, Jane. We got Sam to do that now.
Artificial teeth fitted without pain and without removal of teeth or stumps. Country patients fitted while they wait. Harris's teeth
A French
are more
doctor
natural.
believes syrup
More durable.
mixed with
You've
crushed
got a lot
ice
to learn.
applied to the tonsils could be the answer.
What happens now?
I warned you. My dad's been giving my brothers medicine, and now they're burning hot. And one of them's speaking in tongues, hissing like a serpent.
Oh.
They set the house on fire where the boys died. Why did you come here, Sam?
The sea air is good if you have lung trouble. I have clogged lungs. I've got nothing now.
The sea's good except if you live here. You are going to have to face him. You are going to have to show Bill he can't push you around.
I'll show him. Who put him in charge?
Tell him.
I've been talking.
I don't think I told you to talk.
Do you know what a describing word is? We use describing words to create a picture. The sky is grey. The sea is grey. The sea is wavy. The sky
They
is
tie
cloudy.
my laces. They're too tight. Come on.
Look at him on the floor like a little slave boy. The sea brings stuff and takes it away.
That's good. Now I have some other jobs for you. Sam, come with me.
What do you think you'll make him do? Do you know any stories?
What stories?
Scary stories. Ghost stories.
I don't like scary stories. I don't like any stories.
Have you got some rum?
Boys and strong drink. That's a scary story.
Who says?
From the evidence of my own eyes.
Evidence of the eyes is overrated.
How about the evidence of the spirit? What do you believe now?
I don't believe anything.
That's good then. It burns like the fires of hell are inside you. Memories are in the heart, not in a box. He has to hold something over you. You tie his shoelaces, clean his shoes, wipe his arms. Do what he says. He'll get bored. The Salvage came round yesterday, searching door to door, and the thing they found was smiles on people's faces. Want some rum?
Yuck.
It burns at first, so you get used to it. What was it like when your dad broke your legs? Did he go to prison?
I'm telling you.
Suit yourself. You think I told Bill?
It's stuff. Family stuff. What does he want? Why does he want it?
You don't have a family anymore. That's why you're here.
I have a brother, a sister and a dog. A mother and a father. They're coming for me when my lungs clear. They are coming.
And your legs mend. You shouldn't do what he tells you. I can't respect you. What's the worst that can happen? A paraffin lamp exploded and a girl suffered permanent disfigurement and may not recover her sight. Imagine that. He only has the power you give him.
Why does everyone shout? Why does everyone make a noise? Morning starts so early. What does whiskey taste like? What does rum taste like? A piece of pottery from the kitchen. A button of my sister's coat. The sidearm for my mother's glasses. A dog's tooth from when he was a puppy. A feather from the bird he killed. My mother's brooch she lost. He meant well. He was just angry.
Coat, tie laces, shoes on.
Here. Drink it. Get up! Drink it. Drink more! I'll tell them you're sick.
I'm not sick, I'm working. We need money.
You're not in a state to work.
I'm not in a fit state for anything.
Drink some water.
I went to every bar in town looking for that sailor.
What were you going to do?
The boys are worse.
We need a doctor. Mother's speaking now.
I gave him all my money.
Soup time. What soup is it today? You're late, Jane. No, I don't like cold soup.
My brothers are sick.
Shoes, Sam?
You still tying his shoes? You should be ashamed of yourself. Both of you.
What have they got?
They'll be better soon. Probably be gone by tomorrow, I reckon. They might need some water. I'd better go.
Can you fetch that box, Sammy boy? You think I've forgotten? And remind me what's in there. That pearl? Jane? You want a brooch? Still got rum then? That's a good fire.
Good wood makes good fire.
Who says that?
Revelation, chapter 11, verse 12. The Lord saith, good wood maketh good fire.
You're making that up.
It washed in. We're not touching it. The fire's touching it.
Well, who sawed it up?
It sawed up itself. What's it like to be blind?
Ask someone who's blind.
Have you never seen a face? I saw a sheep on its back. A crow had pecked its eyes out. I was going to turn it, but then I thought, it's not much of a life being a sheep. Are we shadows?
Shadows don't speak.
Touch the rum with the tip of your tongue. It burns at first. Then you swallow it down and you burn inside. Everything's changed. Do you want to try some? What's it like to be blind?
Let me touch your face. Your brother's gonna die. You could sell the brooch. Get some help. So that's what your nose feels like. That's what your eyes feel like. That's what your neck feels like. That's what your mouth feels like.
Don't.
Pearls have got to be worth something. Is that your dad?
I've got to.
You dropped the brooch. Where's the brooch?
Get up, clothes on, shoes, no laces, bucket, bowl, before the line, before there's anyone to talk to. Ask questions. All of them dead. He was looking for the sailor again. He might be charged with poisoning. Killing his own sons. Sailor's medicine. Last night he came back, climbed his bit of pole, fell through the greenhouse, woke the whole village, running round, bleeding everywhere. Ripped Seven's pipe off, and now there's no water. All drained away. He was begging for forgiveness. And the man said, beg forgiveness from God, not from me.
Run!
Oh, it's too cold. Why do they make us?
Shoes! Teeth! What's she like? Jane? What's her tits like? Have you touched them? Are they soft or are they hard? Do they move when you touch them? What's her face like? Does her cheek feel like yours? Do her eyes feel like yours? Does her mouth feel like yours? Is her skin soft? Does it feel warm to touch? Did you touch her lips?
She's not coming today. There's 3 more dead in the village. Drink.
It's making the most of its visit, this disease. I was going light on you. Bring me your box of stuff. Your mother's brooch, her locket, your dog's hair. What's happening? What's he doing?
Looks like he need a new slave. He's just smashed them all.
Come back! I haven't finished with you. Come back!
It's all over now. You should thank me. No one has anything. No one has any power. Does chewing meat cause discomfort? Artificial teeth fitted without pain. A comfort for life within the reach of the poorest.
We want to hear the story.
Her second husband left her as a consequence of her addiction to drink. Taylor tore her coat, saying he had paid for it and would do what he liked. Later, Taylor told a boy, "She lays up top the nab. I don't suppose there's a doctor in Newhaven." The bride wore a dress of ivory satin, trimmed with orange blossoms. Get up before first light. Put shoes on, no laces. Overshirt, cold floor. Find the bucket before they see me. Clean water. What you eating?
You're not supposed to be here.
Can I have some?
Leave my water. Why do you want water?
Hill water tastes like sheep's piss. Give us some.
Are you hungry?
Do you want a story? My father carried on smashing stuff. He smashed the windows at 7 and hit him. Attacked the mill owner. Now we're living on the hills, drinking hill water, untainted by human contact, just sheep's piss. Him, me, and my silent mother.
What do you do up there?
Wait for the mill to stop turning.
Tommy was here when I first arrived. We wrote words describing Tommy. Tommy was big. Tommy had freckles and ginger hair. Tommy liked to run. He let boys push their fist into his belly and their hand would disappear. Tommy would wait by the pipe with a brick and squash rats. Every time, all bloody guts stink. Tommy hit me with a book, an encyclopedia. All those words banging round in my head.
I had to polish shoes to the sound of the sea, and that's just the start. I look out and I see heads floating, glowing silver, all the boys before, who never left. You're not supposed to use the tap now.
Amethyst deceivers. Fried with a bit of kidney from a dead lamb. With a pissy smell like an old man. And she says she don't like it. Says the kidneys make her back hurt and the mushrooms give her bad dreams. Mushroom dreams. Poison pie. Destroying angel and funeral bell. All cooked on the fire. My poor mother. There's free food on the hills if you know where to look.
Why did you tell them? Why did you tell them about my legs?
Everything gets found out in the end. Some things need to be told. You think they'll look after you? What did your father say when he hurt you? Did you see the look in his eyes?
Sometimes his feelings got the better of him. It's hard bringing up a family. He can't bear to see what he's done. My legs can't be fixed. Nothing here can be fixed. What will you do now?
Wait on the downs. Watch the stones stop turning. The water stop flowing. I'll watch until it all washes away.
That was Salvage, written by Martin Nathan and directed by Luke Blackwood-Stevenson. Jane was played by Rubie Ozanne, Bill by Jenkins, Sam by Kieran Dooner, Ian by Hamish Brewster, and Fred by Luke Blackwood-Stevenson. The sound engineer was Max Jukes. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.